Tutor Polly back with another question. This is about triangles, altitudes, and drawing things correctly. We're given two angles of a triangle. Angle A is 30 degrees and angle B is 45 degrees. And they want the angle created between the altitude from side BC and the altitude from side AB. Well, first things first, what is an altitude? An altitude is a line segment and it is 90 degrees to a side of a triangle and it ends at the opposite vertex. Those are the two requirements. So the first thing that we should do is draw it. Okay, so we draw our triangle, and if you're like me, I always draw like a generic equilateral looking triangle. Who cares? It doesn't have to be perfect. But if you drew it this way, you might run into some issues because it's not really accurate at all. If A is 30 degrees and B is 45, then C is 105, which is obtuse. So let's fix this. There we go, that's better. So now we have it, it's correctly drawn, and the next thing is to start drawing our altitudes. Okay, so we draw in this altitude. Well, how did I do that? There's side AB. It's 90 degrees from side AB, and then it extends to the opposite vertex. It's from AB. The only other vertex left is C. So extend it to the right one. Make no mistake. So that's great. But now it's time to draw the other one. Well, look, altitudes can extend outside of a triangle. We can just extend those pink lines. So if I go to draw the other altitude, it's completely outside the triangle. But something is afoot here. If you were to extend the other one, we can get that angle between those two pink dashed lines. But look at the orange line. That is the altitude that is from side AC. It starts from a line segment of a side of a triangle. So that's not the altitude we wanted. We wanted the altitude from BC. So the first altitude was correct, but that altitude there, the second one on the right, not correct. So their side BC, and we have to go 90 degrees to that orange line to the opposite vertex A. We do that. You can see it's 90 degrees. It extends to A. And now you can see that that is the angle that we want. So now this is all about composite shapes. We have a bunch of right triangles within our a composite shape here. And so we're just going to use that. Remember, the sum of the angles in the triangle adds up to 180. I see a triangle up there. That's 90, that's 45. That means the other angle is 45. We want to get all the angles for our triangle in the bottom right. Well, if that one there is 45, then its vertical angle is also 45. And that's a right triangle too. So it's a 90, 45, 90, 45, 45. We have our answer. Draw it correctly and know what an altitude is. That is all.